This is what a 3+1 looks like, and if you've played any amount of parkour, you've probably come across this jump hundreds or even thousands of times. But why is it called a 3+1? Well, if you haven't figured it out already, the 3 refers to the 3-block horizontal gap between where you jump from and where you jump to. This horizontal distance can also be referred to as 3B, where the B stands for blocks. Because the B dimension doesn't account for vertical distance, additional notation has to be added, so the plus or minus simply refers to the positive or negative elevation of the jump, which in this case is positive. So, that explains the 3+1, but what about other jumps? Well, for jumps such as diagonals, we use an X, and the X dimension gets added at the beginning of the jump name. Now here are a few examples of these concepts in use. So what have we learned so far? We have B, which is the block distance, plus and minus for the elevation, and X for the diagonal distance. But there's a lot more than just those 3 elements, which is why I'm moving on to the next section, momentum. Referred to by the abbreviation MM, momentum is such an integral part of parkour that it has its own terminology and techniques. Basic momentum such as flat momentum can only get you so far, which is why more precise techniques had to be created. What these techniques allow you to do is increase your momentum in a faster and shorter space, as not all parkour jumps give you easy setups. The first and most common type of momentum is called force momentum. Force momentum is typically used in a 1 or 2 block momentum setup. The way this momentum is applied is by coming to the back of the block, then, when you're positioned correctly, you press the W, jump and sprint keys in a fluid motion to land and jump on the edge of the front of the block to essentially force a momentum jump in a space you wouldn't normally be able to. You've probably also heard of head hitter momentum, also known as HHMM. This type of momentum is a perfect example of gaining momentum quickly in a short space. Spamming your spacebar on a head hitter can rapidly build up your speed as the time between jumps is reduced, which means you can build your momentum before you have a chance to slow down. This method of momentum building can also be combined with snow layers, trapdoors and other various blocks to reduce the time between jumps even further. So, what did we learn about momentum? We have flat momentum, which is for just sprint jumping on flat ground, force momentum, which allows you to jump further with a smaller setup, and head hitter momentum, which allows you to build momentum with a 2-block ceiling. There are also other momentum types such as backward and elevation momentum, but I'll leave those to a future video. And now on to coordinates. Coordinates may be overlooked in regular parkour, but when it comes to precise jumps, particular setups may be needed to assist you in completing a jump. The main things to note are the angle, known as pitch and yaw, and your player positioning, determined by the X, Y, and Z axes. For example, this trapdoor squeeze jump only gives you 0.024 blocks leeway, so getting a perfectly straight yaw angle and a correctly aligned player position is integral to making this jump consistently. Coordinates. What did we learn? We have pitch, which is the vertical angle you're looking at, yaw, which is the horizontal angle you're looking at, and your X, Y, and Z position. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more fun and interesting parkour content, consider clicking the subscribe button. It's free. Also, leave a comment saying what you learned about in today's video, and join my community Discord in the description. Before we go, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.